5 minutes, and that's followed by Across the Line. But now, University College Cork and St Patrick's College of Education go head-to-head in challenging times.
Challenging times. We're neatly poised halfway through the opening rounds. 4 places have been won into the quarterfinals. The last team we saw qualify for the quarterfinals was the Garda College at Templemore. One of the teams with us here this evening will join the 4 quarterfinalists already chosen. University College Cork is the first of the teams we'll meet this evening. UCC has twice won the Challenging Times Championship, but not for 5 years. The UCC team members are
Paul Beecher from Ballyhooly, County Cork, studying electrical engineering.
Paul O'Leary from Mahabullo, County Cork, studying physics and mathematics.
Donnacha O'Connell from Bishopstown, studying sociology and philosophy.
UCC have been ever present since Challenging Times began 8 years ago, but St Patrick's College Drumcondra made their first appearance last year. They're back again this year, we're happy to say. And the St Pat's team members are
Roland Tighe from County Sligo, studying for B.Ed in primary school teaching.
Martin French from New Ross, County Wexford, doing theatre studies.
Patrick Leonard from County Galway, studying arts.
Good. Another Dublin against Cork contest. Let us see who will be triumphant. Fingers on buzzers. Your opener for 5. This heraldic flower has 3 petals and was the former royal arms of France. Can you name it?
Paul O'Leary, UCC.
The fleur-de-lis.
Fleur-de-lis is the correct answer, Paul. Here are your 3 tin questions. In ancient Rome, what was a strigil used for?
Scraping in a bath.
Yes, it's scraping off dirt. In what century were Pompeii and Herculaneum buried due to the volcano of Mount Vesuvius?
First AD.
That is the correct answer. And can you name the Italian archaeologist who uncovered Pompeii in the 19th century?
Not here. No.
Have a guess, move on.
Was it Bertolini or something?
No, it's Fiorelli. Fiorelli. Fingers on buzzers, please, gentlemen. What is the word for transposing the letters of a word or group of words to produce other words that possess meaning, preferably bearing some logical relation to the original?
Paul Beecher, UCC.
Synonym?
Not the correct answer. You didn't interrupt me, no penalty. St Pat's, have a guess? No answers? You'll all kick yourselves when I tell you the answer is anagram. Fingers on buzzers. This English 17th century physicist and mathematician wrote the Principia Map.
Paul O'Leary, UCC.
Sir Isaac Newton.
Isaac Newton is the correct answer. Paul, well interrupted. That gives you these 3 team questions. What is the French word for red wine which is at room temperature?
Claret.
No, Chambray. In French, what is the normal meaning of the term au pair?
Childminder.
No, it's on an equal basis. It's as a pair, as in parity. And what is the English equivalent of the French phrase prêt-à-porter?
Ready to wear.
Ready to wear is the correct answer. Fingers on buzzers. You're open for 5. What technique was first successfully used by Patrick Steptoe and R.G. Edwards in 1978 to produce a vial?
Donnacha O'Connell, UCC.
5-point penalty, UCC. You get the rest of the question, St Patrick's. A viable human baby. Don't confer. Ronan?
Test tube. In vitro
Yes, in vitro fertilization. We hadn't actually thought about whether test tube would be a right answer, but in vitro solves the problem. That is the correct answer. And that gives you these 3 team questions. Old discoverer was a very famous telescope. Its owner died in 1642. Who was he? Have an answer?
Galileo.
Galileo is the correct answer. He was known as the father of modern anatomy, and he published his work on the fabric of the human body in 1543. Who was he?
Leonardo da Vinci.
No, it's Vesalius, and the Florentine Vespucci, who died in 1512, is much better known by his first name. What was it?
Amerigo.
That's the correct answer, Amerigo. Fingers on buzzers. What do you call the rod on which a bunch of wool or flax is held ready to be spun by hand? The same word is used to represent women or the female side of the family.
Paul Beecher, UCC.
Sorry.
There's no penalty. You didn't interrupt me. The question was complete. St. Patrick's, you get this. Don't confer. Martin.
Matriarch.
No, it is distaff. Fingers on buzzers. You're opening for 5. Who was the German composer of The Well-Tempered Clavier, a book of 24 preludes and fugues in all keys?
Paul Beecher, UCC.
Schumann.
Not the correct answer. No penalty. You didn't interrupt. St. Pat's, you get this. Don't confer.
Bach.
Martin. Bach is the correct answer. Johann Sebastian Bach. Here are your team questions. Who is the famous Belgian actor whose films include Maximum Risk and Time Cop?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yes, famous Belgian actor, the only Belgian actor. Who is the Hong Kong-born director of Van Damme's film Maximum Risk?
Jonathan Wu.
No, Ringo Lam. And what American director based his first film in 1991 on Ringo Lam's 1987 film City on Fire?
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino is the correct answer. 2 out of the 3. Fingers on buzzers. Can you name the dog which gets its name from a town in southwest Germany? It is large and...
Martin French, St. Pat's.
Dachshund.
5-point penalty. You get this question, UCC, and don't confer. It's large and powerfully built, black and tan dog with a smooth coat. What is it called? Donecker.
Doberman.
No, it is the Rottweiler. You know the difference between a Dachshund and a Rottweiler, believe me. Fingers on buzzers. Why is Neanderthal man so called?
Donica O'Connell, UCC.
Particular geographical area.
What is the area?
Germany.
A little bit more precise. No, I can't allow that because you needed to say it was the Neander River or the Neander Valley. You got too close for me to permit the question to be passed over to the other side. But you didn't interrupt, and no penalty there. Fingers on buzzers, you're open for 5. In July 1998, the grandson of a famous aviator tried to reconstruct his grandfather's epoch-making flight of 1909.
Paul O'Leary, UCC.
Blériot.
Blériot is the correct answer. Paul, here are your team questions. Which king invited Mussolini to form a government in 1922?
Emmanuel the Third.
I'll give you that. It's Victor Emmanuel. You're so close. Then you got the three. So it's, in my kindness, I'll give it to you. The Victoria Falls on what river in Africa?
The Nile.
Nope.
Zambezi.
Zambezi. And which European discovered, in inverted commas, the Victoria Falls in 1855?
Livingston.
David Livingstone is the correct answer. Fingers on buzzers. What action did Julius Caesar take to violate the Lex Cornelia Majestatis in 490 BC?
Donica O'Connell, UCC.
Cross the river.
I'm going to allow that because I have misled you by saying 490. It should have been 49. I'm going to give you that, okay? That gives you these 3 team questions. What are the revolving cup devices used to measure wind speed called?
An anemometer.
Yes, that's correct. Who was the Frenchman who devised the closed tube method of measuring the flow of air or liquids? Have an answer, please?
Carnot.
No, it is Pitot. And who was the Italian who developed the open-ended tube with a constricted waist which can be used to measure flow as a valve, or in, for example, a carburetor?
Torricelli.
No, it was Venturi. We are 1/3 of the way through this programme of Challenging Times, and it's time also to check on the score, which stands at University College Cork 55 points, St Patrick's Drumcondra 35 points. At this point in the contest, we come to our picture questions. I'm going to show the 2 teams a clip of video, and a question will follow. Here comes the video.
We are gladdened by your quest for sacred wealth and the sudden eruption of beauty. I'm happy to invite you to receive the prize from the hands of His Majesty the King.
The question is, gentlemen, in which city did Seamus...
Paul Beecher, UCC.
Stockholm.
Is the correct answer, Paul? Here are your team questions. Name another Irishman who was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1926.
Shaw.
Shaw. George Bernard Shaw is correct.
Shaw.
In 1984, Seamus Heaney published a collection of poems. The title poem took its name from St Patrick's Purgatory in Loch Derg. What was this poem called? Have an answer, please?
Personal Helicon.
Station Island. And the Nobel Prizes were established by the will of Alfred Bernard Nobel. In which decade did he die?
The 1890s?
1890s is the correct answer. Fingers on buzzers. This singer and film star was born in Hoboken, New Jersey in 19...
Patrick Leonard, St. Pat's.
Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra is correct. What sea is bounded by the coasts of Egypt, the Sudan and Eritrea to the west, and Saudi Arabia and Yemen to the east?
Red Sea.
Red Sea is correct. The Danube and the Don empty into which sea?
Black Sea.
Black Sea is correct. And Pohai and Korea Bay are major inlets of which sea?
South China Sea.
It is the Yellow Sea. We had coloured seas there. Fingers on buzzers. On what type of material is bright cut engraving used for...
Paul O'Leary, UCC.
Tombstones?
I can't allow that. A £5 penalty. You get the rest of the question, St Patrick's. Used for decoration.
Marble.
No, it is... let me speak your name, Rona, before
Oh,
you
right,
answer.
sorry.
Okay. It is metal. Fingers on buzzers. In what city did Draco the lawgiver bring out his written code of very severe laws in 621 BC?
Donica O'Connell, UCC.
Babylon?
Not the correct answer. You get this, no penalty. St Pat's, have you got an answer for me? Martin.
Sparta?
No, it was Athens. Fingers on buzzers. Who was the English cyclist who won the prologues?
Paul O'Leary, UCC.
Chris Boardman.
Chris Boardman is well interrupted. That gives you these team questions. How many members are there in an Irish cabinet?
No, it's less than that. 16?
No, it is 15. Thomas Chippendale of the 18th century became famous for his work. What kind of work?
Furniture. Furniture.
Yes, I'll accept that. And what do chiromancers do?
Chiromancers, is it?
Chiromancers.
Someone do your feet?
No, the other extremity, your hands. Fingers on buzzers. If you were told you could eat a certain seafood in the months which contained...
Paul O'Leary, UCC.
Oysters?
5-point penalty. You get this question, St Patrick's and don't confer. Which contained the letters A or E or U. In how many months of the year could you eat it? Don't confer. Patrick?
4.
No, you could eat them all 12. Those letters enable you to eat anything throughout the year. Fingers on buzzers. Who plays the private investigator Anthony Della Ventura in...
Paul O'Leary, UCC.
No, sorry.
5-point penalty, St Patrick's, you get this. In the eponymous RTE series, don't confer. Throw it away. Danny Aiello, fingers on buzzers. This fictional character first appeared in the 1920s in a book called The Mysterious Affair at Styles. He was created by Agatha Christie.
Paul Beecher, UCC.
Hercule Poirot.
Hercule Poirot is the correct answer, Paul. Here are your team questions. In Greek legend, strangers forgot their homes when they ate the fruit of this tree. What was the tree or the fruit called?
The lotus?
Lotus is correct. The Lotus Eaters was a poem written by which English poet? He also wrote The Lady of Shalott. Who was he?
Tennyson?
Tennyson, Alfred Lord Tennyson. And finally, in Tennyson's poem, The Lady of Shalott, who was the knight who sang Tira Lira by the river?
Lancelot?
Sir Lancelot is the correct answer.
Very nice.
Fingers on buzzers. What type of material was characteristically produced in Carrickmacross, County Monaghan, and Chantilly in the Oise Département?
Paul O'Leary, UCC.
Lace?
Lace is the correct answer, Paul. Well interrupted. Here are your team questions. What kind of animal are Akita and Basenji examples of? Have an answer?
Antelopes?
No, they're dogs. What is the Latin name of the dog star?
Sirius.
Sirius is correct. And what film actor was bass player with the band Dog Star?
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is the correct answer. 2 out of your 3. Fingers on buzzers. What in internal combustion engines is the name of the rotating shaft with attached discs of irregular shape which actuate the intake and exhaust valves of the cylinders?
Paul Beecher, UCC.
Crankshaft.
No, it's camshaft, but you didn't interrupt me, and crankshaft is too close to the actual answer, so I can't permit the question to move on to the next team. And we're two-thirds of the way through this programme of Challenging Times, with the score standing at University College Cork 115 points, St Patrick's Drumcondra 65 points. And at this point in the proceedings, we come, as always, to our music questions. The question is very simple. What country does this piece of music come from?
Patrick Leonard, St. Pat's.
Ireland.
This one, that's right, that's the correct answer. And here your team questions. Listen to the music through to its end before you give me an answer. For the next three pieces of music, I want to know the country from which the performers come. Where is this group from?
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
Denmark.
Denmark is the correct answer. Where is this second bunch from, please?
There's a battle ahead. Many battles are lost, but you'll never see the end of the road while you're traveling with me. Hey now, don't dream.
New Zealand.
New Zealand is correct. And where did these come from, please?
Labo izingumu vumu zifisipilo yami no bubi bujangile.
South Africa.
South Africa is the correct answer. Well done. Fingers on buzzers. When this book was submitted by its author to a leading Moscow monthly in 1956, it was rejected with the...
Paul O'Leary, UCC.
War and Peace.
5-point penalty. You get this question, St. Patrick's. It was rejected with the allegation that it represented in a libelous manner the October Revolution and the social construction in the Soviet Union. But within 2 years, it had been translated into 18 languages. It was written by Boris Pasternak and later went on to become a very popular film. What was the title of the book, Martin?
Dr. Zhivago.
Dr. Zhivago gives you these 15 questions. In the Roman calendar, in what month did the year begin?
Janus.
No, it was
January.
March. Which month gets its name from the Roman festival of purification? Have an answer, please, gentlemen?
October.
No, it's February. And finally, in what century BC was the Julian calendar introduced?
First.
First century BC is the correct answer. Fingers on buzzers. What is the greenish-yellow secretion produced in the liver and passed to the duodenum to aid digestion?
Donica O'Connell, UCC.
Bile.
Bile is the correct answer. Donica, here are your team questions. What successful engineering project is the major legacy of Ferdinand de Lesseps?
Oh, the Panama Canal.
No, it is the Suez Canal. In what Shakespeare play does Ferdinand woo Miranda? An answer, gentlemen?
Tammy the Shrew.
I'll take your answer, Skipper, and it's not correct. It's The Tempest. And in what Shakespeare play does Ferdinand, the King of Navarre, vow to abstain for 3 years from the company of women so he can study? Have a go? Throw it away.
Twelfth Night.
No, Love's Labour's Lost. Fingers on buzzers. The Fair Maid of Perth and the Pearl Fishers are among the works of this composer, who is probably best known for his opera Carmen.
Martin French, St. Pat's.
Bizet.
Bizet is the correct answer. Here are your team questions. Can you name the town in which the award Palme d'Or is given?
Cannes.
Cannes is correct. Cantab is an abbreviation which is used in what context?
Describing a graduate of Cambridge.
That's correct. And Topeka is the capital of which of the United States?
Kansas.
Kansas is the correct answer. Fingers on buzzers. What surname did the children of Oscar Wilde assume after their father's disgrace? Throw it away. Holland. It is composed of small inlaid blocks of wood. It takes its name from the French diminutive of a word meaning enclosure. Can you name this type of flooring?
Martin French, St. Pat's.
Panelling.
Not the correct answer. You get a CCC, don't confer. Paul.
Corbelling.
No, parquet. This sculptor from Florence was born nearly 100 years before Michelangelo Buonarroti. Like Michelangelo, he created a statue of David which brought him great fame. Who was this Renaissance master of?
Patrick Leonard St. Pat.
Michelangelo.
5-point penalty. You get this rest of the question, UCC, and don't confer. Master of sculpture who died in Florence in 1466. Don't confer. Paul.
Donatello.
Donatello is the correct answer. For what crime were Margaretha Gertrude MacLeod, née Zell, in 1917, and Ethel Rosenberg in 1953 executed?
Spying? Or
Yes. To what British political party did or do Bessie Braddock, Betty Boothroyd, and Tessa Blackstone belong?
Labour.
Labour is correct. And in what branch of the arts did Diane Arbus and Margaret Burke White become famous? Have an answer?
Interior design?
No, it was photography. Fingers on buzzers. What was the medieval weapon consisting of a long pole with a spear blade?
Paul O'Leary, UCC.
Lance?
5-point penalty. You get this question, St. Patrick's. With a spear blade, a battle axe, and a hook, and don't confer. Have a guess? Martin?
Mace.
No, halberd. Fingers on buzzers. This type of structure is called after its designer who died in 1930. It is a corrugated iron hut shaped as a semi-cylinder. What is it called? No guesses. Throw it away. Nissen hut. Cotton, paper, leather, fruit or flowers, wood, iron or sugar, copper or wool, china, silver.
Paul Beecher, UCC.
Wedding anniversaries.
Anniversaries is correct. That gives you these 10 questions. In which sport would you find a peloton?
Cycling.
Cycling is correct. Psoriasis affects what part of your body?
It's the liver?
No, your skin. And sinistral is an adjective. What does it mean? Have an answer?
No.
Means relating to the left side. Yes. And that is the final question for this programme of Challenging Times, with the score standing at University College Cork 150 points, St Patrick's College Drumcondra 125 points. UCC, you're into the quarter-finals. It's not often I can say congratulations to a loser, but really you deserve congratulations. That was a great performance in a great contest, and I had no idea at the end where you were, whether you were ahead or behind, because it was impossible to say. The questions were coming in backwards and forwards at such a rate. I really found it an enthralling contest. So thank you very much, Ronan. Martin, team skipper, thanks very much, and Patrick, thank you very much for a splendid performance and a splendid contribution to this programme of Challenging Times. Well, University College Cork, you certainly know you've been in a programme, and you go home and relax now, because you'll need to recover yourself completely for your appearance in the quarterfinals. So we look forward to your return to Challenging Times. Thank you for joining us, and please return next week when we see King's Inns of Dublin meet the challenge of the University of Limerick. In the meantime, thank you for joining us here. Goodbye and good night.